Alright, so this is my New Student Dialogue video blog, and I went to the New Student Dialogue talking about the role of age in society. And the first thing we did when we got there was we did this activity, and some of the cards would have countries, and the other cards had certain things like coming of age things on them, like 18 to vote, 15 to work, and such. And then what we had to do is we would take these cards, like all the responsibilities, and we match them up with the country. And a couple of things that we found out was that you have to be 18 to work. No, yeah, 18 to work in China, which is pretty cool, because everyone else thought it was 12 to work, but it wasn't. We found out that it's 25 or 30 to vote in Liechtenstein, that's pretty cool. Just that we know that. And the whole discussion after that was talking about what we thought the reasons for these ages and these activities were, and why they differed so much over the globe. And I do think that we had a discussion. We didn't get full dialogue. The definition for dialogue was like part of it was reaching a consensus within the group, and we didn't really do that. We had a really good discussion, a lot of good ideas brought up. I think I had a pretty good part in that. I made my voice was out there. Um, but we had a lot of good ideas. People were saying, oh well, maybe it's older to vote in some countries because they believe that older people know more about society and politics and such, so that's why they wait until you're older to vote. Um, um, there's stuff about how old it is to legally emancipate, which is like leave your parents' guardianship. Um, and we didn't really have an answer for why those ages were set up. We did learn that in the U.S. there is no like actual set age. It's all just based up to the courts, which was pretty cool to learn. But our group leader talked about how he knew of someone who was 11 years old and they were allowed to legally emancipate here because they had started a company and were billionaires or millionaires, something like that. But there was people who were 17 who tried to legally emancipate and they weren't, and it's all depending on the courts and how they feel you're prepared for life. Um, so yeah, we were supposed to discuss about what the role of age is in society, and we didn't come to a class consensus, but I think that our country has a lot of good laws about age. One thing there's a little incongruity that I believe is that the drinking age isn't the same as this age for being able to go in the military, which I don't know if I agree with that, because if you're legally allowed to fight for our country, I feel like you should be allowed to have alcohol. That's not asking too much. And people um, were in our group were saying that, oh, the age to drink should be lowered because countries in Europe do it, and they bring up their people with alcohol in the culture, and that teaches them responsibility from an early age on, and that's something that the U.S. should do because it would cut down on underage drinking and driving. And I don't know if I agree with that, just because that is their culture, and you can't expect someone else's culture to just work for you. We have a different culture in this country than everyone else. That's pretty much it that we went over. It was good. We were there the whole time. We had a really good discussion. Some of the other things we did were we talked. We had the whole discussion. Our group leader was really good. He brought up his own ideas, and we fed off of that. Like the age to emancipate, which I already talked about. He brought that up, and that was really cool. I didn't know that. I thought that it was 16 everywhere, but it wasn't. So yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and that's my Just do dialogue.